Hey guys, Tony here. Prediction for the second leg of Juventus and Tottenham. The most exciting draw out there for this Champions League so far. Real Madrid ahead of Paris Saint-Germain 3-1. Liverpool through. Manchester United and Sevilla, boring draw. Shakhtar and Roma, it's a toss-up. Bayern, they're through. City, they're through. Chelsea and Barcelona, well, Barcelona is going to win that. But this one, I think, has produced the most thrill out of any of the draws. Juventus and Tottenham 2-0 Juve, and then the 2 goals to keep this tie close, entering the second leg. It's going to be all about Paulo Dybala, the young striker, making his return for Juventus. He missed the first leg. He's coming back for the second leg. The third day of the 7th month, 3 + 7 equaling 10, a big day for number 10s. Harry Kane, the leading scorer for Tottenham. Where's number 10? Harry Kane. Harry Kane, where's number 10? As you see right here, Harry Kane going down to his career statistics. Harry Kane in Europe this year has scored 7 goals for Tottenham. Why can I zoom in? Okay. Harry Kane has scored 7 goals for Tottenham in this Champions League this year. It's going to remain at 7. On the 7th day of the year, on March the 7th, Harry Kane is going to remain at 7 goals in the Champions League. That's your first clue right there. The 7th day of the month, Harry Kane remains at 7 goals. Rigging by the numbers, numerology. Paulo Dybala, number 10 for Juventus. 24 appearances in the Champions League. He has 5 career Champions League goals. Once again, that 7th day of the year, on March the 7th, I see Paulo Dybala scoring 2 goals and leading Juventus to a 2-0 victory against Tottenham, and scoring his 6th and 7th career goals in the Champions League. Paulo Dybala is going to be the man to lead the way for Juventus. La Gioia scoring his 7th goal on the 7th day. Harry Kane remaining at 7 goals. That's going to be the difference in this game. Massimiliano Allegri, his record in the Champions League, he has 22 career victories in the Champions League. He's going to win game number 23 in the Champions League with Juventus this year. Paulo Dybala making his return against Torino 2 weeks and 3 days before the knockout round. 17 days. So on to the knockout round statistics. Tottenham, they won a game against AC Milan, they drew against Milan, they lost 2 against Real Madrid like 7 years ago or so, 8 years or so. Now they have 1 win, 2 draws, and 2 losses. I'm going to see their win-loss record in the Champions League as 1-3. The number 13 is a lucky number in Italy. It would be fitting if Tottenham has a 1-3 record in the knockout round. They've only been to the knockout round 1 other time for Tottenham. The number 13 is a lucky number in Italy. It is perfect for the numbers for Juventus to give Tottenham a 1-3 record in the knockout stage. Massimiliano Allegri's record in the Champions League, 22 wins in the Champions League. He can win game number 23 in the Champions League. I'm predicting Juventus in a 23-year Champions League drought in 2019. Would have a 3-7 record in the final if they win the 2019 Champions League final. 3-7, a lot like March the 7th. I think this is a sign that Massimiliano Allegri is going to win his 23rd Champions League game with Juventus. March the 7th is the day that it's going to happen. 3 wins, 7 losses in the Champions League final. Juventus going to win its 3rd Champions League final to end a 23-year Champions League drought. This is where the number 7 and 23 is going to come into play. Massimiliano Allegri can win his 10th knockout game against number 10, Harry Kane. Once again, he can win his 10th knockout game on March the 7th. That adds up to 10. Harry Kane, number 10, beating Harry Kane, and Paulo Dybala coming back for Massimiliano Allegri's 10th knockout victory. Perfect record by the numbers to have a win-loss record of 23, 12, and 7. Massimiliano Allegri's his 23rd Champions League win, beating number 23, Christian Eriksen, that scored the free kick goal to tie it at 2-2. And Brighton 2-0 for Juve to score 4 goals and allowing 2, a lot like 42. Remember, it is Freemason that equals 42. It's Juventus that wears the Freemasonic black and white colored jerseys. It is Masoni in gematria equals 23. Mason in Italian. 4 goals, 2 allowed against Tottenham. 23rd victory. 10-3, a lot like 10 wins and 3 losses. This is a perfect record for Massimiliano Allegri. A win-loss difference of 7, 10 wins, 3 losses on the 7th day in the knockouts. This is a perfect record by the numbers. A difference of 16 for 23 wins and 7 losses. Tottenham with 16 points in the group stage. 5-0 record. 5 wins, 1 loss. Tottenham's going to lose. It's a lot like the Hotspur in gematria equaling 51. 5 wins and 1 loss for Tottenham this Champions League. The Hotspur by the numbers. It's going to happen at Wembley. The 7th day of the week. Massimiliano Allegri. The 7th day of the 3rd month. Massimiliano Allegri. He's going to beat his 7th team in the knockout on the 7th day of March. He's going to knock out the 7th team in the Champions League on the 7th day of March. He beat Dortmund. He beat Massimiliano beat Monaco. He beat Real Madrid. He defeated Porto. He defeated Monaco again in the semifinals. And he beat Barcelona in the knockout rounds. And the 7th team that Massimiliano Allegri would beat in the knockout round with Juventus would be Tottenham. They would be the 7th team that Massimiliano Allegri would beat in the knockouts, remaining at 7 losses on the 7th day of March. The number 7 is going to be really big in this game. Harry Kane allowing 7 goals. It's Wembley. Okay. We have London equaling 74. We have England. London equals 74. Massimiliano Allegri 7 wins in the knockout. 3 teams he eliminated. 3 times he gets eliminated. I'd say, I'm probably thinking Massimiliano Allegri may get eliminated in the quarterfinals after beating the team from London. Just perfect by the numbers. Paulo Dybala, his 25th European game. Juventus has a 2-7 record in the Champions League final, entering the 27th Champions League next year. 2 more games in the quarterfinals would give him 27 Champions League games for Paulo Dybala. Paulo Dybala having 7 Champions League goals on the 7th day of March, one of the biggest clues out there, in my view. So 27 Champions League games. If he plays this one and Juventus get knocked out in the quarters, then in this instance, Paulo Dybala entering the 27 Champions League. 6 group stage games would give him 33 career Champions League games entering the knockout stage. Pretty interesting that Juventus FC equals 33, Masonry equals 33. Number 33 is synchronated with Juventus in a wide variety of ways. The number 7, the number 23 is going to be big for this knockout. Difference of 7 right here. We need to go to the group stages for the 2017 Champions League. Alrighty, while that loads, we're going to go to the group stages. Juventus FC. Tottenham's goal differential is 11, you notice. Their goal differential right now is 11. With 2 Dybala goals, Tottenham's differential would be at 9 for the Champions League. They end up losing the second leg. Juventus, 7 goals and 5 allowed for Juventus. They have scored 9 goals and allowed 7. A 2-0 victory for Juventus would give it 11 goals scored and 7 goals allowed. That's pretty interesting if they win the game 2-0. Because it is Tottenham Hotspur. Or it's Tottenham rather. That equals 117. Or Tottenham FC. Or the Hotspur equals 117. Or Hotspur. Okay, sorry about that. Hotspur equals 17. So if Juventus wins the game 2-0, 11 goals, 7 allowed. Hotspur 17. Juventus, last time they went to England, they defeated Manchester City at Manchester. The number 7 is going to be a very big one in this game. I don't think Juventus wins any games in the quarterfinals if they win game number 23 in this one. This just may be leading up to next year. Massimiliano Allegri, this would be his 42nd career Champions League game. Very fitting if that's the case. If Juventus and Massimiliano Allegri's 42nd Champions League game win this tie 4-2 on aggregate, that's very likely to happen.